All right, here we are. So I'm going to mute that. All right, I'm on 100 Days of Trailhead. So we are going to, I'm working on automate your business processes with Lightning Flow. And I'll put the trail in the chat. So somebody will put it in the description later. I like giving myself my own thumbs up, like, yeah, I like myself. So look, we already went to, what did we do? We went build a simple flow. Yeah, so now we're into building a simple flow, this little project. Should take me about an hour. Feel a lot better today than I did the other day. So we're gonna do this the Marine Corps way. Shoot, move, and communicate to get this done. See if this is any better. Lighting wise, let me see where my zoom is. I'm sorry, just getting set up. And boy, oh boy, is it a seems like it's okay day, but all right. So listen, you'll see me on the screen, but I'm really looking next to me I'm working on a bigger monitor. I'm going to share that monitor in just a second. So that's what you'll see me doing, looking at that monitor over there. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'll talk to you when it comes down to it. But flows are great because you know, they do things they automate tasks that otherwise users would be, you know, it's got redundant information, or actually, I'm gonna check the sound real quick because I screwed up the sound yesterday. Boy, I do not need y'all messing with me in that regard, right? Like, no task that otherwise users would be. Yay! I got sound now, right? So that's awesome. A little loud because I have my volume turned up loud. But as long as you can hear me, I know it sounds not the greatest. We had a little bit of a household thing. So look, day 8, 100 days. I missed the first day or two, I think. So I can't get 100 out of 100. But you know what? It doesn't say that I can't do day 101 to make up for it, right? I'm just going to keep motoring on. You can't fix the past. You can't change it. And it's never too late to have a happy childhood. So I jumped into, what was I doing? I was Meet Flow Builder unit, automate with Lightning Flow. I finished those little quizzes, really simple stuff. But what it is for you guys, if you're watching this, I'm collecting contact info from the user for flows. So let me get this guy out of the way because that doesn't need to be here. That is weird. Oh, it's just so, I'm getting used to this. So when I end up doing this for reals, you know, like, you know, promoting it, if you find this video and you like what you got, like, comment, share. Also, if you have any questions, you want me to cover some Trailhead topics, my name is Dominic Karuba, and I will talk you through it. Look, I'm not going to be perfect. It's not going to be smooth. Sometimes I'm doing these off the cuff. So this is live and real. As I go through the 100 days of Trailhead, I want you to know that you follow these trails and you're doing them on your own and you find this video for help, hopefully what I'll do is add some context, some texture, some insights, some application thoughts until people actually show up on the live, and I'll interact with you guys with a public comment. So, but if you, maybe I should tweet that now. Let's say that. Let's try that. This time, let's try sharing it. So I'm going to share this on Twitter. You can't see me doing this, and I'll put it here where you can. What's happening? All right, so I'm just going to do that. 100 Days of Trailhead. There we go. So wouldn't it be great if social media actually worked and people showed up? I don't care. If you find this video and you need help with Salesforce, contact me. I'm not saying I'm not going to charge you, but I'm not going to charge you if I don't have to. And so, we're in this together. I do this for a living. So, I will charge you if you kind of try to wear me out and use me a lot. But hey, take one of my classes, go to my website, salesandtechnology.com, whatever, it's fine. Or if you want to help me with my social media channel, because I don't really have time to mess with all that. And I got some great coffee. Can't taste it or smell it, but it feels like coffee. Because I'm positive. So now I'm locked down away from everybody else. And let's just knock it out. So we're going to collect contact info from our user. And I'm going to try to get this so it fits, because I've rearranged my office and it's about to get rearranged again. And everything's just kind of weird. So I want to get all this stuff out of the way. And put my watch back on so it can, if I've got a heartbeat monitor or something going on. Got a little better sleep last night than I did in a long time. In the last week. So I've had COVID for about a week. Got my results yesterday. Boy, oh boy. I'm glad my immune system is kind of healthy, because otherwise I could see where this could take somebody out. So don't take it lightly. Wear a mask. Even after you've had COVID, wear a mask. Help stop the spread of knuckleheads and lots of other diseases, right? Lots and lots of other stuff. And thank God for friends, right? So if you haven't reached out to one of your friends lately, do so. All right. So what are the learning objectives of this, right? Oh, I hate that the camera's in the wrong spot. So I'm going to move this here while I read this, because I hate reading to you. Let's see. And all right. So what are the learning objectives? Remember, that is the objective of the learning. It's always going to do it. Don't forget to read those, because that helps. Here's the learning theory I've made up about it. And it's not totally made up. Like, I am an expert at this field. Sorry, I got it falling off my head. The reason you want to start with the learning objectives more than anything else is that it tunes your mind into what you're about to learn. So it's always been said, as a speaker or trainer, you tell your audience what you're going to tell them, then you tell them, then you tell them what you told. So it's pre-frame, preview, do, review, right? And then if you're doing this module with me, I do a lot of chit chat along the way, because that's how I train. And the reason I do that is so that you got time to catch up with the points and clicks, to understand what you're trying to do. Maybe you can watch me first and then go on. So for now, I'm going to put this back. Right. So we want to, in this project, we're going to use Flow Builder to build a working flow that captures information from a user, queries your org for a record that matches what the user enters. So we're looking for an existing record, probably. I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't read it yet. And decides whether to update the matching record or create a new one. And then it either creates or updates a record, right? Which is really what needs to happen in a lot of your data. So when you're building out Salesforce, you admin, operations, superhero, super users, the most, you got to think through what you're putting in front of the user and matching their needs in the moment. So it is a bit, it takes something to do that. And it's not, it takes time and practice and trial and error. So don't worry if you don't get it right in the beginning. I always do, and it stopped me from just doing it. All you really have to do is think about what the situation the customer's in and the user's in, right? That's what a lot of this technology can enhance or detract if you don't think about those things. And do the best you can, but test, and ask for solicit feedback, both in data, like nonverbal feedback in the results you're getting, as well as the experience of the user and the customer, right? So, and ask why, and ask show me, and please tell me and show me. Have people show you what's going on. All right, so we're going to do that. I'm going to put this back over on, I'm going to, that's what we're working on, okay? Now, again, because, oops, let me do this. I want to take that. I'm going to move my tweeters here. I'm going to put my trailhead there. I don't know if anybody's watching, anyone watching. So if that works, so I can see what we're doing. And then what I can do is I can tile my windows so that I can work on both at the same time. And it's going to suck just a little because my monitor, let's see how it's showing up on the screen. We'll see how it's showing up on the screen in a minute. And hopefully it makes sense to you. Hopefully you can see okay. So let's see how that's going. And then see how far, see what gets pretty simple what it's doing. Okay, so I have a little bit of a screen issue over here. You can't see it, I can. But I think it'll be all right. I'll motor through it. So we're gonna build a simple flow. And really what it's saying in the Trailhead is follow the instructions and do the best you can with what you got so that you get a sense of it. It's walking you through. But you're going to have to repeat it in order to get it in your memory stick. These are your memory sticks, right? Not just the little sticks you get from the Computer Wizard store, but these are where real memory occurs with Salesforce. And keep that in mind as you learn Salesforce, that if you don't do this with whatever you're learning, it's going to go away. And that's okay because there'll be some residual knowledge, some experience about it, but in order to be good at something and continue to be good at it, you're going to have to do it a lot. So if you're not good at it, just remember the community's out there, and you know, people do it all the time, can help you with where you're at. Just make sure when you're asking for help, you use the right language for the help you're looking for, so that people know actually how to help you, or give them the exact starting point of where you're at. Like, use the correct terminology as much as you can. And I know that's weird, but it's not weird. It works, right? So the hardest part of Salesforce is learning the language. All right. So by the end of this project, we'll have a working flow, and we can use this flow to complete the flow builder module. And so we'll do all that good stuff. So we're going to create the flow and add a screen. So in the quick find, remember, we don't hit enter, we just type in what we want, and it filters the options in the menu. I'm going to click on flows, and then I think we're going to create a new flow. Let me see what we're going to call it. I had some flows done already. I don't know if all right, I guess we're all right. So we're going to create a new flow, a progressive insurance flow. Oh, it's so weird. My television monitor, let me see if I can, that didn't work at all. That is a better view for me. Okay, so we're going to create a new flow, and this will be a free form. How do I know? Because it's what it told me to do on the screen. Okay, so these are my different kinds of flows, right? We're going to select screen flow and next, and then we'll do free form. Oh, so yeah, I like free form better anyway. We want to grab the screen onto the canvas. So we grab the screen element, put it on the canvas, And the label, we're going to put contact info. And in the description, for user. Right, I added the description because I want to demonstrate to you that that's a good practice, because it's not for anybody else but you. So if you have trouble doing it, you need to learn self-care and self-love. And I'm talking to me just as you, right? Because you really do serve yourself by taking the time to put in the right information in all the right places. So the contact info was automatically, API was automatically set. When we did that, we clicked done. So now we have that. So when it starts, we want to, where is my little, we're going to connect these two together. And each element is basically a little function, and it, oops, hold on. Now I gotta, oh, this is gonna be horrible. Can I see this now? All right, I think I got everything I need to know what to mean. I'm having a monitor issue, that's all. So I just wanna make sure everything fits where it needs to fit, because it doesn't really manage my screen really well. Oh, and I can still go to the beta if I want to. Okay. All right. So I hit save. Oh, I hit save. So I got to name the flow, new contact. And really, it's new contact, right? There we go. Again. And then it says, throughout the project, warnings may appear. Ignore and close them when you save the flow. You can always read warnings later by clicking them. Yeah. Okay, great. So we're going to create a record variable for the contact. Why are we doing that? So when a flow, let's say we're clicking a button to add a new contact, and we're creating a special button for that. And we're going to go through the flow so that when we add a new contact, we check first for duplicates, right? So we're trying to eliminate duplicates, which is just bad data. Why is bad data important to eliminate? Because bad data destroys trust. Duplicate records confuse your users, and they diminish trust. The most important thing is it diminishes the trust the user has in the accuracy of the data. Therefore, they don't feel like they can let go of what's in their memory and let Salesforce remember things for them, because the data is not good. So it creates uncertainty, and a confused mind never acts. That's a marketing idiom. It should be an admin idiom. You cannot offer confusion to your users. Think like a marketer. Give them clear next steps. And in those next steps, if it's clear what they need to do, they'll make the right choice. Sometimes your users are making the wrong choice because you give them ambiguity. You want to eliminate that. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is when we create a new contact, first thing we do is we want to create a variable that holds that data, so then we can go work on it in the flow, in the cloud, if you will, before we save that record, right? So we're adding a step between the user and the save button by doing work behind the scenes, and this is the way we do it in Salesforce. This is where the magic happens. Okay, so we're going to click New Resource here in the Manager tab, and we want to create a variable, and API name of that is going to be contact. Description is contact, right? And then we're going to select the data type, which is a record. Now, you do have a choice, allow multiple values on collection. We're not doing that. That's a little more robust for us right now. Well, now notice these are all of the computer words that you may not be familiar with. So don't sweat it right now. Just notice what's there. And as you see it enough times, it'll become more familiar. And then you'll see little bits and pieces of this stuff other places. And it'll start your brain will make the connection. Don't you try to remember. Your brain is going to remember. Just give it a little time to soak in. That's why I'm talking right now, so you can look at the screen. We want an object. We want, obviously, the contact object, right? So we're going to choose the contact, right? There's all kind of contacts. There's account contact role, the contact role change event, not happening. Case contact role, we're not doing that. Contact change event, contact clean info, contact feed, contact history. All those are different things you could pull to hold a variable depending on what you're doing. We're going to keep it simple, even though we can't right now. The name is contact of the object that we're looking for. Then we're not going to make it available outside the flow yet. In any case, I don't even know what that really means, honestly. So just focus on what they're telling you and do that. But notice all that other little stuff as you're, allow it to hit your brain and slap a little memory on there, right? Okay. So now we're going to add a name input component to the screen. That means we have to give the user something to enter as the contact name so that it can add that data to the contact variable so then we can do work on it, right? So we're going to double click on the contact info screen. In the screen components, we're going to type in name. So it's a record name field we're looking for. And we're going to drag that, and this is our canvas here. I know it's a little hard to see because my screen is all squishy. Okay, so we're bringing that to the canvas. This is the canvas here in the middle. And now the properties of that element. So if we were to close this, right, there are my properties. And now we need to fill in the properties. And here we want contact name. That's the API name we're looking for. That's the name we're going to fill. Scroll down and make sure manually assign variables is clicked. Okay, so disabled, global constant false, fields display first name, last name. Okay, good. So it's pulling in the fields from contact record for the name field. The label's name. Scroll down and make sure, I'm scrolling, I'm just looking. Manually assign variables, advanced. Complete these steps to take what the user enters in the first and last name fields and store those in the contact. Right, yeah, okay. So now, I'm going to manually assign the variables. So under the first name, I need to put, let's see, what does that say? This is the computer telling you what it looks like. I'm just cutting and pasting it. I don't need that dot. Now, I copied and pasted it. Now I'm going to go, what you mean? What you talking about? What? Ah. So let's see. See what I did wrong. Contact. Oh, okay. It wants me to pick it. And then I'm going to choose first name. I don't know what's different. I'm going to choose the record variables. And then last name. So look, just don't worry about remembering this. Just follow the instructions and get the clicks out of the way. It's like training wheels. you'll get the hang of it. You'll be jumping ramps before you're 12, okay? But at age 10, or until your older brothers convince you that you're ready, you'll be fine. So now we save that screen contact info. So if we were to look at that, it's going to have first name, last name as an entry point, right? It's going to be a screen that says, what is the first name, last name you want to enter? Now we want to create a record choice set for accounts. So we got, remember, contacts are associated with accounts. Well, I'm really getting my hour in every day when I do this live video because I chat so much. It takes so long to do all this Trailhead stuff. I'm not moving fast through Trailhead. I guarantee you that. That's right. I'm not in a rush right now. I'm positive. So we want the user to specify the parent account for the contact. We'll create a record choice set for later use as a pick list on the screen. So we're going to go back to the create a new resource. This is where we're going to pull in the account. We want a record choice set. And our API name is going to be accounts. Now, I'm going to copy and paste it because, you know, I can. The description is and this is going to be the account object. Just choose the account object. We want none, get all records. So we're not filtering any of the accounts. So we're not doing anything super duper weird. And then do we want to sort? I'll leave it alone. Choice, label, name. Oh, there we go. So now we're looking for the name of the account. Remember, every record typically has a name, standard field. The data type, my mouse, come on, mouse. Text. And choice value, oh, we're going to use the ID. I don't need any spam. Now we're going to go down to store more account field values. So in the ID field, we want the contact to be associated to the account ID, right? So you see that, so the account ID, so the account object we're looking at, the account ID should match the variable in the contact ID. However, that's going to work out in reality. We'll see, right? Let's just hang in there. Okay, so now we're going to add a pick list input component to the screen. So we're going to add a component to the screen. So we're going to double click the screen info. Now this, just so you know, when you get good at this stuff, these instructions are designed like training wheels, right? They guide and direct you to get the outcome. As you get good, you know, you're going to, one day you're just going to open up the screen component and put everything you want in there because you've already created your variables and you're going to be able to plug it all in. But follow the recipe for a while before you make any changes, okay? All right. So we got contact info screen. We want to put a pick list field. And we're going to bring that onto the canvas, probably below the name. Then these components, and here's our, the label is account. API name should be the same. And in the choices section, how do we enter this? I haven't done this a lot. Accounts, is that right? There we go, choose accounts. Click done. And then save, there's my save button. All right, so we're doing good. Okay, thank you very much. So now the next, so you get what we're doing, right? So we're adding a new contact. We're gonna put their first name, last name, and then look up what account they belong to. Easy peasy. Just keep moving into the void. That's what I'm telling myself because I haven't prepped this. I'm just, this is live, not raw. And I'm also commenting because if you're just learning sales, if you're a pro, you're not watching this. If you're just learning Salesforce and you're just trying this stuff out, and I'm here to help you do the same trail that you've been through, I'm talking you through what I believe is some of the fears and frustrations and doubts that you're encountering so that you can get through it. I promise you. You just got to keep motoring through it and don't hold yourself to some standard of memory or competency that you haven't earned yet. You will earn it. You'll get it in your memory state. So we're going to add a toggle input component to the screen. What does that mean? Whether or not, so let's add the toggle for the user to specify whether or not to update an existing contact if one is found. Well, that's good. So we're going to bust it. Anyway, and they have to do each one of these little sections complete. They don't just leave it open and move on because then that would be an incomplete step. If you were to stop, go do something else. So all of these are done by design, even though, again, these are your training wheels. Okay, so all right, got the contact info screen out. Now we want to add, I guess, toggle. Yay, a toggle. That can be below. Yep. Okay, toggle. So I just drug the toggle below because I figured it's going to go in order. And I don't have a big screen. So. And we're going to call it the update toggle. The label, we're going to change that from toggle to something that's meaningful to the user. Don't just settle for computer geek talk. The user's a person. They're doing their job. Put yourself in their seat and communicate to them the way they would communicate to the person next to them if they were over each other's shoulder helping each other out. Don't talk like you're a computer. So, and you'll get better at that, but watch them. See where they get confused. Active label, update existing, inactive label. Really don't know what those mean. Let's just, but I'm copying and pasting, I'm following instructions. But every once in a while, when the toggle is inactive, this label appears underneath the toggle. Use it to clarify what inactive means. The default label is inactive. Okay, versus when the toggle is active. I got you. So let's see how it plays out, but I get it now, right? So manually assign variables advanced, unchecked. And I'm not at my best, so I'm going to go check something. I remember that manually assigned labels in the past. So I'm going to follow my own advice in just a second. So I'm going to do a Command F. Ooh, not that one. All right, so we've got two of those. All right, one was selected, one was not. I just want to make sure. And that was in the name properties. So just to be clear over name. Okay, make sure that one's checked and the other one's not. And you see what I did here, Control F? That's reading the screen at an exact level, right? So you're not trusting your eyes and wasting time. You can just let the computer find what you're looking for. Okay, all right, let's see what, unchecked, save and done. Let me hit done. And let me hit save your work. All right, close and open the flow. So we're going to click the back arrow. I think that's kind of like another kind of save, especially in Lightning. Sometimes if you save something and go try to test it, it won't work. Just make sure you do stuff like this. So now we're going to click on New Contact and open a new flow. We got all that open now. All right, there, world. So the flow can collect contact information from the user, store it in the variables, and let's see what it looks like. So now that we're here, let's run this. Always, always, always test. Especially if you're good at it. Like you think you remember what it's like to be a user. Remember what it's like to be a user. Okay. Okay, so let's do, we got John. I got my account, so it's pulling all my accounts. That's good news. Those are my accounts, right? And look, that's good. So if this contact exists, update the existing record or create new contact. Update existing. All right, I get it. Create other contact. We did that already, right? That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, update existing. Oh, I got you. That's the toggle text. Yay, okay. I don't particularly like that. I mean, I would, anyway, I'm going to leave my commentary alone. All right. So we built the flow. So even if we click finish, I doubt that John Smith is going to get entered. If we look for John Smith, because we didn't tell it, did it create the contact? Hello world, finish. What? Already had a John Smith. What is that hello world thing doing there? I don't remember what's in there. So, all right, let's just verify the step. Hope I use the right playground to make sure this thing works. We got my 100 points. We can move her on. I'm going to probably talk a little less because my voice is hurting. And, you know. All right. Let's tackle the next step together, ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. So now we want to check for a matching contact, which John Smith would be, because I just found it, right? So now in our elements toolbox, we want to now get records. So now we want to do something. This is a do something button. Let's call it that. I like it. And we're going to call this find a match.com. Fill it in. And we want to see if it's going to work on the contact, which I'm sure it will. That's what we're looking for, all right? The description, find a match. It's all pretty clear now. So we want all conditions are met. So it's an and condition. And we're going to have two fields. First name field equals, I'm going to do this. So I got my, let's see how we can do this. So I've got my screen, my variables. There's my variables I'm looking for, right? So all of the choices are there. If you know what they are, you can start typing them. Let's see. There's my contact, right? There's my first name variable, right? And then last name. equals, now I'm doing that, and then I can type in last name. So it's computer language, so there's no spaces. Humans need spaces, computers don't. So with the first and last name are equal. Now, this is a dangerous one, I think. Why? Because humans might type John. There's several ways to spell John, a couple ways to spell Smith. Anyway, we're going to go with this, though, for a minute. I just can't get my heat right. All right. So now the screen opens. Now we get the record. Okay? So that's our little path that we're following. A little flowy. And then we can verify the step. That was fast. See how it works. Did I save it? I hope I did. I didn't save it. It's not going to pass me. Oh, hush. I don't know if I saved it. Yeah, I gotta save it first. I got a little taste. Not like I expect. It's just bland. It tastes bland. Yay, 100 points. Now we're going to add a decision element. Now we're going to, all right, because one or two things are going to happen. If I enter a contact, and look, a lot of times, whenever you build automation, remember, you should build it on paper first, right? It should work on paper. So it should work manually first. So you enter a new contact, however new contacts get entered. And, Salesforce, depending on your Duke management strategy, I'm trying to turn my heater on. Just getting a little chilly. Okay, here we go. Right, you would go check the record, make sure it's saved, and then you might do a quick check to see if there was a duplicate. And if you found a duplicate, you would delete them or merge them, whatever you had to do. So make sure you do that as well. Do that in the real world. All right, I'm talking. Okay, so now that our flow checks for a matching contact record, the path that the flow takes really depends on whether there's an existing record or not. And if it wasn't, was there an existing contact? Was there not? That's a decision path. Computers are dumb. They only do exactly what you tell them. So you got to tell them where to go. Humans like to make choices. But again, so we're going to add a decision element to create two branches, one that creates the contact, one that updates an existing contact. So we are going to update or create. So we're going to create a decision. We're going to grab the decision element. And this is going to be called update or create. It's the human version. So there's going to be a new outcome and a default outcome. So we're going to choose. So that means there's a default path that the record saving that the flow is going to take. And this is a tributary. All right. So the new outcome is going to be update existing. And again, under what conditions? Because how do you make that decision? You need data criteria. So I'm gonna my feet are cold. My body's hot. I'm gonna take off some of the heater. I got it on the top. See if this balances me out. All right. So we're gonna add a condition. Resource is update. That's how this works. Update toggle value. There it is, the value equals global constant true. We're going to add a condition. Can't copy and paste the resource value. We're going to add addition. We're going to type resource. Find contact from, find a match. Then click contact to find a match. And the global constant is false. How do I find that? I'm a little lost. My head's fogging. I'm gonna type it. Good, didn't like me typing it, did it? My mind is it should be is null. Oi. Huh. So global constants false. Okay. I don't know how I did that. I just clicked my way through it. Just so you know, I'm not a flow expert. I'm a learning expert. All right. So in the list of outcomes in the sidebar, we're now going to select the default outcome, which would be obviously create new, right? Because if these conditions are true, right, then it's going to follow the true path. If not, it's going to create a new one anyway. So in the default outcome, in the outcome details like label, enter create new. So we want, default outcome is a computer term. Create new is a human term. And we'll click done. And then we make a decision. Bada boom, bada bing. We'll hit save. And of course, we're going to come back with where do we go from here, right? Yeah, I know you just heads them up with me. Oh, sorry, guys. My little brain, and that's new stuff. My brain wasn't processing it very fast. Or well, I don't think, right? So, yay, Trailhead. Thank goodness for Trailhead. 100 days of Trailhead. All right, next step, and then I'll probably be done because it's been 50 minutes already. All right, tackle the next step there, kiddies. Now we're going to create, or now we're going to take the action, right, to create and update records. So we're probably going to grab, I'm just guessing, I'm going to swing it, right? We're going to create a record, and then we're going to update record. Oh, yeah, I just did it. So create a record. I did it off instinct. I didn't even watch it. Call this create contact. And I'm copying and pasting because I don't trust my typing right now. And why would I type? Doesn't make any sense. And the record is going to be the contact record. right? And then we'll click done. Now we're going to update a record. Wait. Whoa. Dominic, you moved too fast. Now, drag the connector, create. And that's going to be create new. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create new there. So now the flow can create a new record. We'll see it that way, right? I'm making it look like the picture. I'm going to hit save. Now we're going to use an assignment element to set the contact ID in the record variable, which is basically saying we found a match, set the ID into the variable so that when we go to save the variable and all the information we collected, it'll have something to match it with, right? So here, so we're going to build the path for the update existing outcome. But first we need to get the record ID of the existing contact into the record variable. So we're going to drag the assignment down in there. And the label is, we're going to set the contact ID. And the variable, the contact ID equals let's see, where's my find a match? Find a match. I guessed at that, by the way. Totally guessed at that. I'm going to do that again. So the value that I'm looking for is either going to be, right, not create a contact. Where's my variable? So here's my variables, right? There's a contact. That's not right. We already have the contact and the contact ID. We want the find a match. So I just picked right, because you can't really see it on my screen and it doesn't really pop up because this is a more advanced user interface. So if you're not advanced for the interface, you just got to use it to become more advanced, okay? Find a match, and then because it's the contact to a contact record, the contact ID is what we're looking for. And we'll click done. And we're going to drag it at there. Oops. Connect those two together so it knows where to go. Trying to get it look like exactly, because I'm neurotic. That's why I'm doing that. But I like it. I want to see if it makes a difference or not. And it does not. All right. So now we're going to click save. Now, right? So look what we did. Just be clear, right? We gave the user a button that says new contact, or when an action, when they click a new contact. The screen pops up and the user can enter in what the new contact information. They can select the account and then toggle whether to update or not. So it goes to find a match, first and foremost. It's first and last name meet, match. Then it's going to update existing. If they don't, it's going to create new, right? But if we found an update, we had to first find the ID from the match, add it to the variable, because it didn't match on ID, it matched on first and last name. So now we have a full record that we're typing here, right? We're not missing anything. When we go to update with whatever typing they put in here, it's going to add to the record that's already there. All right, so now that the contact record variable, that's what's happening here, right? We collected the record variable, and instead of taking what we knew and adding a new ID by automatically saving the record, we're now going to connect it to the existing record, take that data all in one patch. And we're going to update the record. And this one's going to update the contact. And the record collection is which one? The contact that we found or the one that you're creating? The contact, right? So that's what we're looking for. That's right. Make sure each record has an ID, otherwise the flow can't find it. Computers are dumb. You got to tell them exactly what to do. And then we are going to drag the little connector right there. Right, is good. Make it look pretty. By the way, you should have already drawn all this out on paper or on a whiteboard. All right, let me save that. Hush your errors. I'm pretty sure we got this one down, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, bright, shiny new badge. Tackle the next module. Actually, I want to run it and see how it works. So my recently viewed, my John Smith doesn't have an account. Watch this. I'm going to type in John Smith. And I'm going to update existing. I don't know why that really matters, but let's see. Let's see if it updates it automatically. La, 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 la. Should add him to Edge Communications, right? And I don't know why that's the case. My hello world. Oh, something's weird with my contacts. Let's go back to my contact. Boom, it updated it. Didn't need to tell it to update. Computer's smarter than the toggle switch. Okay, so there, oh no, it didn't update, it created new. Can I delete that sucker? I'm gonna create a new contact and I'm gonna call it save it. See if it'll save without an account. All right, James Smith. And voila. Boom, put everything in. So now let's change him. And let's change the United Oil and Gas. Let's choose update existing. See what it did. There, it updated it. All right. Very incomplete. What would you add? What would you do differently? How would you make this better? Why is my contacts all jacked up? I don't know. I'm going to go check that out real quick, okay? But first, let's see if I can what did I just? Oh, we're still working on that. We're going to come back to that tomorrow. And I'm gonna get back to my lightning report builder because I got all whacked about that. I got to fix something on that tonight. I mean, last night I got stuck on that one. I gotta tell you, man, it's tiresome. Okay. I'm gonna go to my object manager. Let me look at my contact. What am I doing now? I don't know what that hello world thing is. What is my page layout doing? Okay. So my contact, my lightning record page. Right? Oh, by the way, this is going to be, let's get rid of that. I'm putting baby in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I put baby in the corner if I want to. All right. Don't know why it's looking all weird. Let's check our work. Gonna have a big hello world thing there, I guess. I don't know. It kept showing up like that. It's weird. All right. So I got no components on my page. All right. So you can go away. All right. Let's add some component. Let's do a little component, little page layout editor, right? So the first thing I want on the top is a highlights panel. Why? Because that's good to have a highlights panel. Nah, we want that. There we go. Flow action. Oh, there's so many things I haven't touched lately. I don't know why I have this. What I like to put at the top, and I got this from David Giller at Brainy8. He's a competitor that I would send business to in a heartbeat. So I'm going to do related list quick links here. And I'm going to take the title, hide the header. One second. BS call. Why? Because that's like classic. I like it. That's something he taught me. Now I want the details, record detail. Now I don't want record detail. What am I doing? I want tabs. Put my tabs here. And put my tabs there, right? So related and details is fine. I typically make my default tab details because that's why you went there. You've got your related list up top, so you can go anywhere you want to go. I don't know that we don't need any other tabs. Maybe you want to add news. I don't know. News is always great, if there is any. Now here, don't want related. I want, what do you want? I want chatter. And I want my activity. Now when Lightning changed, right, I don't have any, all this is great, I don't have any components, right? So I want my related lists to go here. Even though I got them here, I want my record detail to go there. And I guess it's my tweeter, right? For the individual. My chatter should go here. My chatter make it? Yes. And then my activities here. Okay, simple peasy, easy. Now I know why it wasn't looking right, because my page wasn't right. If it ain't right, fix it. Let's see if it's activated. It's org default, so it's everybody's got it. There's no other one. It's great. Did y'all see that? I'm gonna hit save. So now when I go to my contact, John Smith, it didn't do it. Yeah, because Lightning takes a second. Give it a second. All right. Thank you for watching. If you made it all the way through here, then you must like me. So if you do like me, then like this video, comment on it, share it. There's my correct page. It's got a refresh. But look, also in the comments, I'm going to eventually hook up that to my, I think it might already be hooked up. Okay. Send me an email to support@salesandtechnology.com with the link to a trail if you want me to go and do 100 days of Trailhead with you on that. Right? Thanks. And make it a damn good day.